Here's your wrestling news for June 26, 2021. And your headlines for today include 14 WWE wrestlers released. WWE expected to release more wrestlers today. WWE pushing to hire more comedy writers. WWE President Nick Khan willing to take the heat for mass releases, and more. We're starting today with WWE, who have been cutting dozens of superstars over the past year in the name of budget cuts, a strange defense given that the company is not only doing well financially, but is boasting record profits. Yesterday, several sources, including John Alba, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, WrestleVotes, and Andrew Zarian, noted that more releases were coming, and WWE didn't wait long to cut more talent. Yesterday, WWE cut a total of 14 names from its roster, and they are Fandango, Tyler Breeze, August Gray, Killian Dane, Everrise, Kurt Stallion, Arturo Ruas, Tino Sabatelli, Marina Shafir, The Bollywood Boys, Arya Davari, and Tony Nese. Fandango, a 14-year veteran of WWE, signed in 2006, and after winning Season 4 of the original NXT, leaves the company as a former NXT Tag Team Champion alongside Tyler Breeze. Breeze signed with WWE in 2010, and the pair's last match was at the June 15th NXT, where they defeated Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel. On Twitter, Fandango thanked Vince McMahon, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon for the opportunity to work in WWE, whilst Breeze hasn't commented publicly yet. August Gray is a relative newcomer to WWE, joining the company on August 22nd of last year, and given WWE taping shows in advance, appeared on last night's 205 Live after being released. Before that match aired, Gray was able to see the funny side of his release, as he tweeted that the match, which he'd ultimately lose to Grayson Waller, was a loser leaves town match. Killian Dane joined WWE in 2016 and is perhaps best known for his time in Sanity on the main roster and NXT. After the group disbanded, Dane formed an unlikely team with Drake Maverick on screen, with his most recent match being a loss to Isaiah Swerve Scott on the June 8th NXT. Dane is married to Raw superstar Nikki Cross, and on Twitter, the former women's tag team champion said that she's seen his talent, passion, and versatility firsthand, and that the world is waiting for him. Everrise, the team of Chase Parker and Matt Martell, signed in 2019, and are another surprising release, given that they returned to NXT this week after nearly 2 months away, losing to Hit Row Records on the June 22nd NXT, and neither have tweeted about the release. Kurt Stallion had only recently been cleared to return to action following a wrist injury after appearing on 205 Live since he signed in October last year. Stallion's last match was on the March 10th 205 Live, where he and Mansoor defeated the Bollywood Boys, and though he hasn't directly addressed his release, Stallion did share an anime video, with the protagonist saying, "Well, whatever happens, happens." With a background in both freestyle wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Arturo Ruas was in NXT for nearly his entire WWE run after signing in 2015, except for an appearance on Raw Underground last year, and he's been out of action since November after suffering a bicep injury, his last match being a loss to Kushida on the November 18th NXT, and he's not tweeted about his release at this time. Tino Sabatelli is one of the more interesting releases, as after signing in October 2014, he was initially released in April 2020, but was rehired in October last year and hasn't tweeted about his now second departure. During his time away, though, Sabatelli squeezed in a match on AEW Dark, teaming with Brady Pierce to lose to the Best Friends on the July 21st, 2020 show, and though he was rehired by WWE, never reappeared during his second run, with his last WWE match being March 7th, 2020 in a loss to Rick Boogs before his first release. Marina Shafir was part of WWE's Four Horsewomen of MMA and is a friend of Ronda Rousey, was signed in 2018 alongside Jessamyn Duke, and spent nearly her entire run in NXT except for one Raw Underground appearance. Her last match was teaming with Zoe Stark on the January 27th 205 Live, where the pair lost to Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, and she hasn't commented publicly on her release yet. WWE reportedly had plans in the works for the MMA Horsewoman, including a reported name change according to PW Insider, but obviously that won't be happening now. The Bollywood boys Samir and Sunil Singh joined WWE in 2016 and were paired with Jinder Mahal during his 2017 WWE Championship reign, and after recently competing on 205 Live, leave the company with a 24/7 title reign each. In a statement, the pair said that all the bumps and injuries of the past 5 years were worth it, and that it's ironic that Sunil's last match in WWE finished with his shoulder hanging out of his socket. This is in reference to Sunil's June 11th loss to Grayson Waller, where he suffered a shoulder injury, and the pair added that it's fitting that they got fired while showing up for wrestling training. Arya Daivari was also a mainstay of 205 Live, as he debuted in the 2016 Cruiserweight Classic, though never held the title, and fans may know his brother Sean Daivari, who was recently rehired as a producer. His last match was on last night's 205 Live, where he lost to Ike Manjiro, and in a comment on Instagram said he enjoyed working on 205 Live, despite the show not being highly positioned. On Twitter, Daivari gave another statement, thanking the fans for their support, and said he's done with sports entertainment, and is looking forward to getting back to professional wrestling. Tony Nese was also a 205 Live fixture since joining in 2016, holding the Cruiserweight title once during his tenure, and has one SmackDown appearance under his belt too, losing to Matt Riddle on the Blue brand last year. Nese's last match in WWE was a 205 Live loss to Ike Manjiro on June 15th this year, and in a statement, Nese thanked fans who watched 205 Live and said he can't wait to bust his ass for someone else other than WWE. So far, no main roster superstars have been released, and unlike the recent Raw and SmackDown releases who have to wait 90 days, NXT and 205 Live superstars released this week have a 30-day non-compete clause to deal with. It's always difficult to lose your job, and must be especially tough on these superstars with fans being so close to returning, and we'll have to see where these names go when their 30-day non-compete clauses come to an end. Given that these releases have come at a time when WWE is at its most profitable, it's no wonder why these cuts, like all other budget cut releases, have proven to be unpopular. This latest set of releases happened after WWE President Nick Khan demanded that more people be let go during a meeting yesterday, and Khan is willing to take the blame. That's according to a report from Fightful, who noted, "We were told that Nick Khan specifically is willing to take the heat and did not seem concerned about prior plans, projects, who the person are married to, how long they've been signed, or what they have going on." Fans aren't happy with Khan, who recently bought a second multi-million-dollar home in California, and his name was trending on Twitter yesterday for that very reason. It's also been reported that Khan has earned himself a new nickname in WWE, as he's being called the Terminator, thanks to his fondness for cutting massive waves. It's still unclear why WWE feels the need to cut the budget so much, though the rumors of a major sale continue to persist. But what we do know is that WWE will be running on a much tighter budget from now on. We're focusing on Kenice Mobley next, the WWE writer who recently made headlines when she revealed that she was hired without any knowledge of WWE beforehand. In her appearance on the Asian Not Asian podcast, Mobley even said that she didn't know the name of the WWE champion, believing he's called Bobby Ashley, and when discussing former superstar/performance center coach Scotty 2 Hotty, said she had no idea who he was, but would be embarrassed to lose to someone like him. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Mobley's comments unsurprisingly got her in trouble, as whilst a writer not having a background in wrestling isn't new, the WWE weren't pleased with her admitting to this publicly. The Observer's report is that WWE officials are, quote, embarrassed, and believe Mobley was blindingly stupid by admitting this on the Asian Not Asian podcast. Unsurprisingly, this had led to Mobley's dismissal from the company, as Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful reports that she's been fired after her controversial comments. No longer a writer for WWE, Mobley has a career as a comedian to fall back on, and we can only hope her replacement at least knows the name of the WWE champion. Ultimately, WWE's problem is that they continue to hire writers who simply have no idea about professional wrestling, but that practice won't be stopping yet. When Ringside News asked about the Mobley situation, they were told that despite the heat on the writer/comedian, there's actually been a push in WWE to hire more comedy writers. It's no secret that comedy and wrestling don't always mix, as for every Team Hell No anger management class or Festival of Friendship, there's a Bailey This Is Your Life angle that bombed with fans. WWE aren't looking for pro wrestling writers, but for writers who have experience writing entertainment TV as a whole. And unfortunately for wrestling fans, that means including people who have no idea about the superstars they're writing about. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.